Hi friends, thanks for joining me for a tarot reading. It's Lisa here, and I'm traveling, so um, that's why I'm kind of outside at a pool, and I'm kind of stuffed up, so sorry in advance, and I'll be drinking lots of water. So let's get started with a tarot reading. Before I do so, I guess I'll talk about what I'm doing on this trip, but I am here traveling, visiting family and friends, paying homage. And yeah, on the East Coast, I'm in Rhode Island right now, heading up to Boston as well. So we just went from New Jersey to Connecticut, and Rhode Island and Boston is coming up. So I'm going to see my parents today, so I'm really excited. So sorry for the runny nose. Okay. Anyways, okay, so let's get started. And let me pull this back a little bit. Not being fancy today. So as I shuffle, I'd like you to send your energy and your intentions to the cards and focus on, centering yourself and breathing, taking deep breaths. And asking the cards, what do I have to keep in mind? What do I need to be aware of this week for the better of ourselves and for others around us and for the world? And I ask Spirit, my spirit guides, including my grandma, to guide us in this reading, protect us, and send us unconditional love. And I'm really sorry about my sniffling. Like my little handkerchief, isn't it adorable? Okay, so recentering. Okay, so where we are now, we have the Eight of Cups, and it appears in reverse. So the Eight of Cups is about building something, and as you can see, this character has these cups stacked on top of each other, and he is walking away. He's built something but realized that spiritually it's not fulfilling him, so he continues on with his journey. So the whole idea, the energy of the card is kind of like the whole idea of letting go, like what have we built that we're attached to that we could let go of and walk away, or that doesn't fulfill us perhaps, that we're ready to walk away from. It appears in reverse, so perhaps this is a developing feeling or a feeling that you have already decided on something that's not working, or something that you've built that you don't find is helpful anymore, and you're in the process of walking away and you're at the later stages. So the energy of the card when it appears in reverse is more internal and a little weakened or underdeveloped. So what are things in our lives right now that we could ask, and about what have we built, what have we worked so hard on, is not fulfilling us anymore, that we're ready to walk away? And why is that? Why are we feeling unfulfilled? Excuse me. Why are we feeling unfulfilled? These are some questions that are important to ask ourselves in order to move on. Like, we don't want to just be blindly leaving things. We want to definitely go through the process of asking ourselves, what am I looking for? Why am I looking for this change? And that way we can kind of head in a better direction, or a more focused direction, if you will. So that's where we are now. And what challenges us, we have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is a very emotional card. The Suit of Cups are all very emotional with dealing with relationships. So the Knight of Cups is an action, represents action, and he's looking into his cup as he's riding his horse, and he's facing right. So that's very much like practical and very much worldly and analytical. And so the question that we ask here is, what if we took action on the emotions that we're feeling? Like, what would that be like, especially dealing with the Eight of Cups? When the Eight of Cups comes up, it's like, and we're leaving, like, as if you look at this character, he's walking away from the cups that have been built too. So what if we really took a deep look, like this knight is inside his cup, and at the emotions that are involved, and took action on our emotions? What would that look like? So that's a question to ask ourselves when we're looking at the Knight of Cups. What would it look like if I took action on the emotions that I'm feeling? Like, especially when we're ready to walk away from something that's being built. Okay, and in the position of recommended action, I'm sorry, this is, I don't know if I said this correctly, but the Knight of Cups, we're doing what challenges us, is in the position of what challenges us. We're asking the what ifs. And sorry, my sinuses are definitely getting the best of me, so thank you for bearing with me. So, in the position of recommended action, we have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands, as you can see, this character, he is working really hard holding his wands. He is walking towards a town, and he's got his face buried in what seems like what's burdening him in a way. If we're really translating what this card is saying, it's like he's burying his face in what is heavy, what is making him feel heavy, what is kind of breaking his back a bit. So the recommended action is, how can we let go of things? How can we lighten that load? So that's a question to ask with the Ten of Wands. How can we lighten the load in order to move forward? And as I'm going to hold up all three of these cards now so we can look at them as a composition. And as you can see, with the Eight of Cups, all the characters seem to be walking away from the cups that have been built. I find composition in tarot to be very significant, and especially with direction, when we're all walking, all these characters, even in this card, they're all walking away from what's being built. We're asking, like, what if we took action on our emotions? Like what are we feeling? We're trying to ask, why are we feeling this way? Why do we need the change? What if we did change? What if we did take action on those emotions? And how can we lighten that load? How can we make this bearable, the action bearable? So those are some things to keep in mind this week. And as I'm looking at this, we have two cups in this spread. So that's definitely emotions, relationships, intuition. And with the wands, the Ten of Wands that we have, this is very much passion, what sparks us, what drives us. So emotional passion, it's very intense, I know. And then looking at the shadow card, we have the sun sign, and it appears in reverse, but either the sun sign is always, the sun card is always like a great omen. It's like the path, the golden path. So this is always a good omen. It appears in reverse, so maybe less developed or in the process of developing. So definitely think about, as we're going through the week, what are some things that we've built that we're ready to let go. I would love to hear what some of the things that you've built in your life that you're questioning. I know that might be a private conversation, but please feel free to email me. I'll put my links below at whoopotarot.com. I'd love to hear what you think about these readings and start a conversation. And if you would like a reading from me, I do in-person, FaceTime, Skype, phone, email. Please check out my rates and my process at whoopotarot.com, and I will see you next week. So thank you so much for joining me in for this tarot reading. And yeah, have a great week.